Hello and welcome back to Stutz Outdoors. This evening we're out at the local reservoir fishing a squarebill at the moment, trying to catch some bass or walleye. And right here we've hooked up with a nice walleye. Be a nice eating size. This reservoir here has a slot limit, so it's got to be less than 20 inches or we're going to have to throw it back, because the slot limit is 20 to 28 inches. Anything in between there has to be released back into the water. Get the fish gripper out here and land this toothy critter and see how long it's going to be. Walleye is a really good eating fish, so if we're able to keep it, it'd make a good dinner tonight. But I don't know, it's pretty long. Get the hooks out here. Get my tape measure. Pretty skinny one. Just fishing this flat out here. There's just a ton of shad out here swimming around on this flat, and these fish are just out chasing them around. I'll get a measurement here. Have to get my hand down here closer to his lip here. It's gonna be 21.5 inches. Too big to keep, right in the slot. So we're going to have to let this fish go. Get this fish back in the water. A nice walleye. Kinda disappointed. That would have been some good eating. But this is a good sized breeding fish, so we'll let this fish go and hopefully catch it when it's a lot bigger. And it's made a lot of babies. Fish is in good shape, already looking to take off here as he kicks away from the bank. And he's gone. Hooked up with another one there. It felt like a walleye, and he comes off. Almost had him into the bank here. The fish got off. I don't know what the deal was there, but felt like another walleye. I changed over to the buzzbait here. There's some wood along these rocks on this bank. Just throwing this buzzbait. Using my Cast King Spartacus reel here. And hooked up with a pretty decent bass, looks like. So we get this fish in. Looks like a good 2-pounder anyway. Maybe 2.5. Nice chunky fish. On the buzzbait. Just throwing this down the bank, fishing parallel to the rocks. Like I said, there's some trees that are blown in here in this corner along this bank. And I was just fishing along that. Make a move over here by these tires and throwing the buzzbait still. Hook up with a good fish here. Another bass on the buzzbait. It's really shallow right here in front of me, so I'm firing this buzzbait out pretty far. Again, these fish are chasing shad. So get this one unhooked. There you can see my buzzbait. Using the Strike King Buzz King Jr. in white to represent these shad. We hook into another one here. Another chunky largemouth. Bites the buzzbait. Really do enjoy fishing this buzzbait for these largemouth. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you've seen me fish this spot many times. Seems like it always produces at least a couple fish. Fish the other side of this tire reef here. Just going as slow as I can and keeping that buzzbait on top. And boom, one just blows it up. These fish generally aren't real big, but it's exciting fishing and I love doing it, so. Another decent one. Another one around a couple pounds or so. As I continue to fish this, my blade is getting caught on this rivet here. It's keeping my blade from turning, so I'm kind of trying to see what's going on here. It looks like it's working right now, so I just make a short flip out here to see if it's gonna work, and a pass just destroys it. Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Just testing it out, and the fish right here in front of me just blows up on it. No monster, but decent little fish. Maybe a pound and a half or so. We'll get this one back in and switch back to the other side again. Hook up with another fish. Another pretty decent one. If you have shad in any of the lakes around where you live, you know, definitely give this buzzbait fishing a try. It can be some of the funnest fishing you can do. You're not going to catch them every cast. I'm making a lot of casts to catch these fish. So when they're chasing these shad, they're not really necessarily going to be setting around a piece of cover. Although sometimes they will be, but you got to make a lot of casts and cover a lot of water if you're going to catch very many of these fish. So if you go out and try it and make a few casts and don't get a bite, don't be discouraged. Sometimes it can take a while. Get it in the right spot where you're going to get a bite. So I'm showing you here, it's taking a lot of casts. There's a lot of casts and I'm not catching the fish on. I don't know how many casts I made this evening. Probably well over 100. Maybe close to 200.
Let's go.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Got a bonus walleye here this evening on the crankbait. Thought I would catch some bass on it, but it Didn't seem to want that. They only were biting the buzzbait. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next video.